Welcome back to Holtham's Apiary. I'm Jason Holtham, and in this video I want to check on colony 1. It's been about 2 weeks since they've received the honey super and the drone frame. I might have to cut the brood off of that drone frame, but let's check it out. You won't want to miss it. Beautiful weather today. Sun is shining. The honey is flowing from dandelion and canola. So the bees are finding plenty of nectar. I'm going to do it a little bit differently today. I'm just going to crack open the honey super and move it down, and we'll look at that after we've taken a look at the brood. There's quite a bit of, or there's a little bit of comb on the queen excluder. That happens sometimes. They try to fill up those spaces with honeycomb. Okay, I'm going to start from the left, or I'm going to start from the right and move my way left, because if I have to cut out the drone frame, I don't want to have to take it out again. Put it in, take it out again. This box, this hive body is full of bees. There's some pollen, and on that side as well, inner side of the frame. So I'm going to shake those off. We'll put that up on the windowsill. So this is that frame that was just wire. They've actually built quite a bit of drone brood on here. I think I made the mistake of placing that frame too close to the brood nest. So these bees will have a lot of drones. I'm going to leave it as it is because I don't want them to be without drones. So I'm going to leave it as is. They are also brooding worker bees on there. A little bit more smoke here. A lot of bees. Try to get these bees down inside again. There's a nice brood frame. A lot of fresh brood, capped brood, larvae, eggs. Some nice drone, there's some nice brood on here. On both sides. Haven't spotted the queen. Very nice brood nest. She's a very, very good queen. And I have not seen any swarm cups or swarm cells. That's good. I don't expect to see any of those anyhow. So there's a big gap here in the brood nest. The big gap. This entire area here is empty. No, that's not true. There's young larvae in there. And some eggs. There are a few drone cells here and there, but that's okay. This colony is very, very strong. More brood. When it comes time for me to make a split of this colony, they're gonna do just fine. Yeah, most of these cells, these empty cells, are just full. They're full of larvae and eggs. So the next frame is the drone frame. This is the drone frame. It's good to see that it's only drone brood on here. I'm not sure if the queen is on here. I don't see her. Two weeks ago, this was a completely empty frame. I do not see the queen. They have placed a little bit of nectar in these cells, but I think most of it's in the honey super. So I need to grab my broom and start sweeping them off into the hive. The reason why I sweep them off is because I do not want to splash too much nectar. Splashing nectar is not a good idea. It can trigger robbery. A lot of bees on here. A lot of nurse bees. The bees that take care of the brood. Not easy to get every last one of them off, but be patient. And there's still a couple of really stubborn bees here crawling around. Come on now. Go into the hive. You guys' work here is done. Alright, so I can go ahead and cut this out. And all of the cells that are capped, if mites went in there, they're trapped inside now. Cutting it out is rather easy. I just have to go around the edges with my Hive tool. And I'll let that comb fall right into a trash bag. Scrape off some of the wax. And then, so I've cut it off. And now I'll place it back inside, and the bees will have another 2 to 3 weeks that they can build on that drone frame. So let's take a look at this next frame here. Today the sun is shining nicely into the window, so I can actually use the sunlight to check the bottom of the cells for eggs. And there's lots of eggs here too, so yeah, this queen is very, very busy. She's laying a lot of eggs. Build up this colony. On this side also, lots of brood. Wonderful. And the last frame is a food frame. I will leave that frame in. There's no reason to check it. So we can go ahead and close up the hive body. Now yes, some drones are going to hatch, and they might have mites on them. Because of this one frame here, I'll take it out once again and give you a look. As I said, the upper portion of the frame, all of this here, this is drone brood, over here is drone brood, and here's worker brood. So it would be a real shame for me to cut this out. I'm going to leave this frame inside the hive. And now let's place this food frame back in. Wow, hold on a second, I need to push these frames to the side a little bit, because otherwise I will not be able to get that food frame. There are lots of bees that have crawled on the side of the hive body, and I don't want to hurt them. Okay. Now I'll put the queen excluder back on. Can take off some of that wax first. And the bees in there are pretty anxious to get out. So I will give them some smoke. A lot of forager bees in the honey super. They're starting to draw out comb on the wired frames, which is good because that means we have a good honey flow. Let me see if I can get one out and show you how they're working on it. Don't want to knock off too many of the bees though. So there's just a little group of builders there working on that frame. Right next to it is comb that was drawn out last year, and it's quite heavy. That dark color that you see there in the middle, that's nectar. Smells like dandelion. This is the outer side of that frame, and it's also being filled with nectar. Plenty of nectar in here as well. Won't be too long before they start capping that up, and then it'll be honey. Alright, I'm not going to take every single frame out, but I wanted to look at one more frame that's next to these 3 frames in the center. Also, it is also being drawn out, I believe. So let's take a look. Oh yeah. Yeah, there they've actually drawn out quite a bit more comb. And already filling the cells with nectar. Beautiful. Smells so good. Great. So, center these frames up again. Alright, so that's it for today's video. We cut out the drone frame. Very important to do that. Do not wait longer than 3 weeks, because if there are mites on those bees that are in the capped cells, they will hatch after 24 days. Drones hatch after 24 days. Workers hatch after 21 days. So do not keep that frame in longer than 3 weeks. Otherwise, you've just increased your varroa mite count, which you do not want to do. If you haven't already done it, please subscribe, and we'll try to get new content out to you as soon as possible. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun beekeeping.